right. 3, 2, 1.
I
Okay.
love that, dude.
There you
Do
go.
you guys do that with every video?
Yeah, because we
it's to sync
we
the
do it.
audio
It's
up.
never gonna be in any of the videos. Yeah, it's just for audio sync
Oh,
up.
really?
Yeah, because
You
I'm
guys should
recording.
do that for your like actual
We
videos.
should,
Like that's
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's
could-
so fire.
I've thought
Like,
about doing
some
that.
podcasts-
I've thought about doing that.
Well, to be fair, some podcasts already do that. So
oh, do they
Yeah.
really?
It's
I'm pretty
all
sure,
good, though.
like-
we could still do it.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, I'll put
Anyways.
it in this episode. I'll put it in.
Okay, we'll have to practice
so
for
we're
that
already,
the next
so the
episode.
episode has
then.
already begun then.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Chair Guys podcast. It's Anthony. You guys already know, and I'm here with my co-host,
RS Vaughn.
RS Vaughn. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a special guest from TikTok. We got him. It's Sonnybabie. What's going on, Sonnybabie?
Sonnybabie in the building. I appreciate you guys. I'm here. I'm ready to go. Let's talk about some music.
Let's talk.
Yep.
Let's do
Actually,
it.
well, first we want to get a little interview in. We want to get a little interview on. All
Yep.
right. So, for those who may not know, who is Sonnybabie, right?
Again, really to boil it all down is I just really like talking about music, right? I love talking about different aspects of music, perspectives of music. I really like to talk about different artists of music. I mean, like, music itself is an entire atmosphere that you can really dive into. So I'm really somebody who just likes to dive into music. If I really want to boil it down and keep it simple.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. And where'd you get your name, actually?
So Sonny isn't my real name.
Yeah.
So really quick, I'll be really quick. I'm the youngest of 4. So I have 3 older sisters, and they went to high school. And there was this guy when they were in high school. I was like in elementary school or kindergarten. But my sisters would always come home, and they would always talk about this cool guy that would drive fast cars and get girls. And he was a stud, a stallion. And his name was Sonny. And back then I was really shy. I was really insecure. I was really shy. And my sisters would always come home talking about he was like the most popular guy at school. He drove fast cars, got all the girls, he played football. And his name was Sonny. And I named myself after him. That was like in 4th grade that I picked up that name, Sonny. Now, Sonnybabie was when I was in high school. Girls would run up to me and call me Sonnybabie. Now, I know that sounds cheesy, but that's back when I was in high school. And I just never bothered to change the handle because I don't care about social media or anything like that.
No, I think it's a good name.
I know it sounds really cheesy and cliche, but
it's a good name.
It's a catchy.
I think it's a good name.
Like,
Yeah,
Sonny
especially
Baby.
because you have the IE instead of the Y. Like, I think that works, right? Like, it looks good.
Well, thank you. Well, I have an earlier video on my TikTok where I'm talking about really crappy. Wait, can I swear in here or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have like a really shitty video. Well, my video's not shitty, but I'm talking about shitty rappers' names.
Yeah.
And
Yes, I've seen that video. Yeah.
yeah, you seen that video? And then if you look at the comments, everybody's like, "Oh, Sonny, that's a shitty fucking name." Okay, one, fuck off, right? Fuck off, But no, that's genuinely how like my name came to be. I was in high school. That's what people would call me. That's what girls would call me. I thought I was cool. I thought I was hot shit, and I just haven't changed it yet. So that's what you got, Sonnybabie.
So you've kept that handle since high school, right?
Easily. That
Okay.
was like my freshman year. Easily.
Okay. Wow.
That's awesome,
Yeah. I've always had the name Spiked. I mean, I already know. So yeah. But okay, that's fair. So now we know who's Sonnybabie. You're very deep into music. But what made you actually like get into music? Because I feel like there's a very distinct difference from like, oh yeah, I like music and I'm into music, right? So what really made you want to get in and dig deeper into music?
Ironically, when I was a kid, I hated music. I despised it, ironically. But then I started listening to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. Boy bands is what got me into it.
Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, I fell in love with the boy bands. It's just like, so we're talking about turn of the century, right? So I'm 24. I'm be turning 25 in November. So, I was growing up in the early 2000s. Around that time, boy bands were really popular. Britney Spears, Marilyn Manson, artists like that, right? So we're coming around the turn of the century. But my sisters were were really into TLC, Beyonce, Solange, Whitney Houston, Usher. They were really into like R&B artists at the time. But I mean, I'm a kid. You know what I mean? I'm a boy. I didn't really care about that kind of stuff, and I hated it at first. But then when I came across NSYNC, I fell in love with it. But when once I really started getting into rap was when one day my family on a Sunday afternoon, we were watching BET, and DMX came on, and I fell in love with DMX. DMX was everything I wanted to be. Everything I wanted to be. Fell in love with DMX. I was like, wow, I really started to pick up on this hip hop thing, right? But then everything started changing when I was watching a music video for "Stuntin' Like My Daddy" by Lil Wayne and Birdman. It's like no, and that completely changed everything for me, and I completely fell in love with rap after that. And I just kept picking up on it. And I've always been like that growing up. I've always been like, I like music. I like hearing music. But what really got me into it, to answer your question, was around 2014, 2015. I was going through a bad breakup, really bad breakup. And I needed something to distract me. I needed something to, get my mind off of what was going to eventually, put my head through a dryer, essentially, right? Have you guys ever been through a breakup? I needed something to get my mind off of it.
No, I feel you.
And fortunately for me, that's back when, SoundCloud was picking up. So Metro Zoo was coming up. Raider Clown was coming up. A lot of these bands were coming up. And there was a new style of rap. There's a new emphasis. Bling was starting to die. Bling rap was starting to die down. New school was starting to die down a little bit. You also had a lot of college rap starting to die. Frat rap, I should say, starting to die down a little bit. And I was really picking up on the SoundCloud scene, and that's what really sunk my teeth in, was around that time.
Okay, got you. And I mean, that is very apparent, because I feel like your TikTok videos are very much kind of like you're like the teacher, right? And you're teaching the people, because I watch your videos, and that's how I first found you. I can't remember what specific video, because I would get a bunch of your videos, but it's just like you sit there and you're actually like articulating everything about these rappers that some people either may not have known. You're giving them their background and their history, and they're giving me like some newfound appreciation. And I really like that.
I appreciate that, but ironically, I don't see myself as a teacher. Like my purpose of my TikTok and my videos is I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to, essentially, I guess, quote unquote, teach people. The way that I see my TikTok and the way that I format it and the way that I present my videos, I mean, at times it could be different, but essentially, to its core, I want people to communicate in a forum. I want people to imagine yourself sitting down at a friend's house in the living room or the garage. You guys are smoking, you guys are drinking or whatever, and you guys are talking about music. I like to see myself as a person who is within that circle, right?
Yeah.
Imagine yourself in a circle. You guys are drinking beer, you guys are smoking weed, whatever, and you guys are talking about music. You're talking about your favorite band, and that's what I like. And so my TikTok at times can be very chaotic, right? People are arguing with each other. Yeah. Also, at the same time, people can very much agree with each other.
Yeah.
But that's what I want. I just want the idea of all of us just hanging out, chilling, talking about music.
And that's why I guess I want to kind of reiterate the teacher aspect. Is that because for me it feels like you provide a forum for people, and you're very neutral. Like I literally saw you create a video about Hobo Johnson, and I couldn't tell whether you liked him or hated him, right? Like, and that's an artist that is typically mostly leaned one side to hate, right? But yet you presented it in such a way that you also let fans of his music come in and talk about his artistry, and you presented it into a new light. And when I thought about it in the way that you presented it, I was like, it kind of makes sense, and I kind of got it. So that's what I meant more so as like the teacher, because I feel like that's part of it. A teacher's job is kind of to provide a forum for students.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and I really do appreciate that. Like, and that really does mean a lot. Because again, my number one thing is like, I don't want to be political. I don't want to be, more than anything other than just music, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are younger than me, from what it looks like.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys are younger than me.
Yeah,
But
we're young.
I come from a generation where it was inappropriate to ask about who you voted for. It was inappropriate to ask about politics. It was inappropriate to ask about religion. So growing up to see how the world changed in the sense that this is what people want to know from you. These are really intimate aspects about yourself that you don't want people to know about you. These are things that are personal to you.
Yeah.
And it was really nice back when I was growing up. You had football, you had cartoons, you had plays, you had different aspects of entertainment that you could just kind of escape from reality. You could just escape from something that's super serious.
Yeah.
But the way that the world has changed, everything is so, you have to be about this, you have to be about that, you have to do this,
It's all
you have to do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so we had some technical difficulties, guys. We're just gonna keep moving, and I'm curious. We're talking like some serious stuff, some backstory, like you growing up and like how you came to start your TikTok. But I just want to talk music, man. What's some of your favorite albums this year?
Some of my favorite albums?
Yeah.
This year.
Ooh, okay. You know what? Actually, wrote down a list. Okay, so first off, let's start off with "Fallen Raven" by Summers.
Let's go. Vamos.
Okay, you know what? I don't know how much you guys want to take onto this, but I'll say this right now. Okay, so I have "Fallen Raven" by Summers, Future, "I Never Liked You,"
Yeah.
Waylon, "Vices."
Let's go.
Blade and Echo, "Crest."
Ooh.
Fucking God, dude.
Yeah.
And then I think that's what I have so far right now.
Mm-hmm.
I also have some heavy metal as well, but we'll talk about some rap right now.
Yeah.
So okay, so first off, let's start off with "Fallen Raven." So "Fallen Raven" by Summers. I would love the fact that Summers started off. If you guys have listened to that album, if we're gonna chop it right in half, the first half is straight trap. It is very, very. It not only is it trap, but also has little touches and little glimpses of hyper as well, which I really, really love. But then it goes back into plugged in beat, and that's how Summers came up. So I really love how he incorporated that. I love that album. I also have Future, "I Never Liked You." That went number one. He also has a record on there that went number one as well. Some features from Drake, really heavy features. And again, you really know when it comes to Future, he's going to provide, he's going to deliver.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic album. Love that album. Wyland, "Vices." Wyland, also like Summers, is from Slay World. But then with this one, he's been working with Mike Dean.
Yeah.
So their production, his production for this project is way different than his last album.
Yeah.
And I love the fact, have you guys seen KTO, Kids Next Door? Or that's a cartoon.
Yeah, Kids Next Door. Yeah, Kids Next Door.
Or no, Kids Take Over.
Kids Take Over. Yeah, the interview.
Yeah, Kids Take Over. I every time I see their name, I always want to say Kids Next Door, but yeah, Kids
I was
Take
like,
Over.
where were you going with that? Because that was a cartoon. I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Kids Take Over? Yeah. So they had an interview with him, and this is before he dropped his album, and he was describing the process and where he's at right now. He was living in Florida for a little bit. Yeah, he didn't really like the idea of being, part of the underground Slay World scene, and I can understand that. I get where he's coming from. He's been working with Mike Dean, one of the most decorated producers of all time. He's worked with literally pretty much everybody. Him and Rick Rubin are probably Rick Rubin and Scott Storch are probably one of the most decorated producers of all time, or Quincy Jones too, if you want to put him in there. But absolutely beautiful project.
I will say, Sonny, I will just say that is my favorite project this year. I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite.
Oh, Vices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, tell me about that. Like, what do you love about that project? Like,
honestly,
Vaughn, have you listened to it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we covered it on the podcast.
It's not like top of my list, but it's pretty great album, I would say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, tell me. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, tell me like why you guys like that project. That's what I want to know.
For me, what I gravitate most towards Vices is how much of a kind of like twister it is of like emotions between not only, first of all, his like hatred towards this woman, but also his love for her. Like it's kind of this like love-hate thing that I really love, because I've experienced that previously with other relationships and even still currently. And so it's just one of those things. And also I like to think of the fact that like maybe this love and hate thing is also kind of like the have you ever listened, you know, the song Me and My Girlfriend by Tupac?
Mhm.
You know how it's all just one big like kind of metaphor for like his gun?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
the woman in Vices being about drugs because some of the lyrics lean towards that, and we saw him do that on Heartstop, which was the
Mhm.
single before Vices came out. And so it's like I just really love it, not only for its production and because it's bringing an old sound back, which I think we also saw previously with The Weeknd with Dawn FM. He was
I
bringing an
love
old
that you
sound
said.
back.
I love that you brought up The Weeknd because I was going to bring him up too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
actually, me and Vaughn, when we first reviewed that album on the podcast, we were both like, kind of like, this is pretty good, but not that much. And then I feel like a couple months later,
Yeah.
we both talked about it, and we were
It
like,
grew on me
damn, it's
heavily,
a great
man.
album.
It's one of my
Yeah, it grew on me
favorites.
What
heavily as well.
you guys are saying that for Vices?
For Dawn
No,
FM.
Dawn FM. Yeah, Dawn
Oh,
FM.
okay.
Yeah,
That makes
Vices, it's been consistent for me. Like I consistently still listen to that album. There's
Yeah.
not like at least a month where I'm not listening to it, I'd say.
And
And there's weeks, yeah.
And you know what the crazy thing is too? It's like people who've been keeping up with Wyland, like they like okay, for me personally, I think of Packard or Wyland. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I do too.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I really love the fact that he took a break off. He was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to myself a little bit, put some pieces together, get an idea of what I want to do, where I want to go. Because Packard and Wyland's all about, you know, like I guess the internet is really the best way to say it. Who's
Yeah.
really about like what's viral, what's crazy, blah 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 blah. But then when it comes to this project, you know, he's like, okay. In his interview, he's like, you know, I'm just gonna take a little bit to myself. I'm gonna think about what I want to do, and he actually built a good piece of work. And again, working with Mike Dean, that's not something a lot of people are able to do, right?
Yeah.
And he was able to put together a really, really good body of work. And so with this project, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but if you look at the new Pure Born album, if you guys listen to Vices, if you guys listen to Honestly Nevermind, I don't know if it's the people and the labels. I don't know what they have going on back there. I'm gonna figure it out in the background. But I think right now what they're trying to do is I think they're really trying to put on some house, maybe dance, right?
For
like
sure.
they want to put a lot of.
And
You know what I'm
Beyonce
saying?
as well.
Yeah.
It's
Beyonce as
coming
well.
back like big
Beyonce,
time.
oh yeah, Beyonce's new album that she dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. Have you guys noticed that? Am I being crazy?
No,
No. I mean, now that you
sure,
connected the dots, at least we originally saw it with like Drake and Beyonce, but like now that you mentioned like Wyland and I kind of
even
see it
noticed
a little
on
bit more like
Pierre. I'm not sure if I mentioned it.
Yeah,
last
Pierre,
episode,
yeah.
but,
Oh
like,
yeah, no.
There's a
Pierre,
few tracks
like,
on there that are like dance tracks, like straight up. So,
oh yeah, no. Pierre has a lot in there, dude.
Yeah.
And I feel like that for some reason, I don't know if it's like a back office kind of ordeal or whatever they're trying to do, type of situation. But there's a lot of dance elements. There's a lot of house.
I don't know if it's labels or executives or anything like that. I feel like just the way that music works in the mainstream, certain things come back at certain times, and like this is just like the cycle right now. Like dance.
Well, let me ask you this, Vaughn. Like, is it in the sense that like the artists are trying to put us on to house, or do they feel like people want house and that's what they're giving to the people? Does that make sense?
I feel like well, I don't know. It might be different for like Drake. Like I'm not sure what Drake's process is or Beyonce, but like I at least like to imagine that they're just like listening.
You get
to
what I'm saying though, because like, the house sound, it came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere.
It kind of did. I'll give you that.
it did. It did, and I think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think the start of. Well, I guess if we're going to say like dance stuff, to be fair, The Weeknd has always made dance stuff. But like really, when Drake dropped Honestly Nevermind, yeah, we start to see that shift.
I feel maybe Dawn FM started the ball rolling, and then like other people started to incorporate more dance into their stuff. So I don't know which artists incorporate it more naturally, or if they're just like, oh, this is the new trend, like let me put this on my album. Like,
and to be fair, with the case of Honestly Nevermind, that album was a tribute to Virgil Abloh, which we knew he was like a DJ, and I'm pretty sure I can't remember if I watched a set of his, but like he made he did house shit and he did other kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, he did. No, yeah.
So,
and that's the funny thing too. A lot of people don't realize that Virgil was literally like a DJ.
Yeah.
He DJ'd a lot.
I
like
did
a
not
lot.
know until honestly Nevermind came out. I heard people talking about that.
No, I knew that. Yeah, I watched I watched a set of his way before, but obviously Drake wanted to give a shout out, and so that's why I love that album so much. That's an album I could talk about for a while, but we've already talked about it. But yeah, no, I will say, I that is interesting that you put Vices in that same category, because it is apparent that
it's a lot more dancey than like Wyland's previous music. So
yeah, because
Yep.
Wyland is very much controlled by his labels. I've noticed he really isn't allowed to move as much as he wants to. But to be fair, I feel like some remnants of Pack Runner Wyland are still around, because I ordered his record that he put out for it.
Yeah.
And I've just accepted the fact I'm probably not getting that. It probably doesn't exist.
But but it's funny that you say that though. From what I get from him lately so far, when he came back from his hiatus, I think that's who he wants to be. I don't really think it's a label holding him back. Yeah. I think he's in work with the label to present this new image, to present this new personality. Because he said so plenty of times. He's like, that's not who I am. Pack Runner Wyland is gone.
Yeah.
We are never getting Pack Runner Wyland ever again. He is gone. He has disappeared. He has run on the fucking lightning. He is gone. We are never getting Pack. But the funny thing is, that's what everybody fell in love with, right?
Yeah.
That's what Vices is so important, because there's Pack Runner Wyland. Everybody fell in love with Pack Runner, but then he disappeared. Now he comes back. He has long hair. He's wearing shades. He's working with the craziest fucking producers of all time.
Yeah.
He's super calm and collective and super seems like he has a stick up his ass. But now he drops Vices and it's a whole different sound. But it's a sound that's a lot more fluid, and it's a sound that's it's a sound that's going to be around a lot longer, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I think essentially right now he's trying to build himself a new persona. He's trying to build himself a new identity. He's trying to leave Pack Runner behind, because Pack Runner is only going to be around for so long. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Pack Runner,
it's not sustainable. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's Little Pump 2.0. He doesn't. He saw Pump and he's like, I don't want to be Little Pump. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be Smoke Perp. I want to be something else. I want to be something different. So. Yeah. But to answer your question, those are my albums.
That's that's fair. I mean, and I mean, we also see the direction he's going in with his new working in progress title album is American Pop. So we just have to see where he's gonna go, right?
Yeah, I love artists changing their direction. I just love to see that. Yeah, it's in general.
And that's
excited because he's a talented guy. He has a lot going for him. I'm very, very excited for what he has next. A lot of this synth pop that he's been doing right now, a lot of people didn't see it coming. And as far as an artist goes and his aesthetic and his perspective, I think that's really important. And I'm really excited for what he has coming next, for sure.
And actually, now that Vaughn just said it, he put it into my mind. This year has been a year of just pivoting for a lot of artists. We saw a lot of the biggest artists make something new and out of the box. Everyone expected the new Kendrick Lamar album to be addressing everything of these new topics. But it wasn't. It was about himself and learning to heal.
His relationship with his fiance.
Yeah, I feel like it's normal for Kendrick to switch it up, because no two albums of his are the same. But like you said, a lot of other artists like Drake, obviously, who would have expected an album like that from him, whether you like it or not.
And you know what the crazy thing is about Honestly Nevermind is that he dropped it on the same day that he announced it. He sold 295 day of, practically, which is the highest selling that we've had so far when it comes to a hip hop release.
That's crazy.
Other than Donda, which was last year, which was 305, 319,
something like that.
But that shows you where Drake is as far as an artist goes. He can drop an album whenever he wants, even though, for me personally, I think it was dog shit. I thought that. That album for me personally was dog shit. Yeah. I was so disappointed. And I like house. This is the thing. I made a video about it and people are like, "Oh, you don't get house. You don't understand house." No, I do. But that was a shitty house album. That was not a good house album. He did not deliver a good house album.
He did.
I'm not saying you don't have to put vocals on you can put, you know what I mean? You can put vocals on a house album, but he didn't deliver it well.
I don't think it's a good representation of house as a genre
house,
or anything like that. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I think it could serve.
If you're saying like you need to understand house or like you need to be like a house expert to understand the album, that's just stupid. That's just ridiculous.
No, that's pretentious bullshit.
Yeah,
exactly. What you guys are saying is you guys are right on the nail. No, it's pretentious bullshit. What you guys are saying.
Yeah,
I know a good house album, and that's not a good house album. That was shit.
Me and Vaughn are huge
really
house fans, like respectively. Yeah, I really like it because the thing is, it's like I couldn't imagine Drake on like actual the core tenets of house music. Like I couldn't imagine it without being
that might
chopped
have been fire
up.
too, but like I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been. But like no, we're really into house music. Yeah, I think if anything, it'll serve as the gateway into the true house music. Like it'll show people like, hey, this is what house. I
hope to see more authentic like house production with like more mainstream artists.
Well, like wait, let me ask you guys this really quick. Like, who are you guys' favorite house like artists? Like, if you guys are bumping house, like who you guys putting it on?
Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles is good. Todd Edwards is our favorite. He's more like UK garage.
Todd Edwards. Yeah, he's more like UK garage though. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like a super expert as far as like I have like a list of top producers.
Yeah.
But
I guess more like deep house and sort of the offshoots.
Every once in a while.
You guys like listen to like trance or anything like that? Like Above and Beyond.
Love trance.
Yeah. No, you guys listen to Above and Beyond?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Above and Beyond. They're from. I want to say they're from Europe, but I can't remember what country. But Above and Beyond, they do some really good. They do a lot of radio shows. They're really good.
Yeah, I'm familiar with their music. I'm just trying to
Above and Beyond. Oh my god, dude, they fuck it up every single time, dude. They fuck it up. Nightmare. You guys listen to Nightmare?
No, but I've listened to Tri-State. That's one of my favorite trance albums. Tri-State.
Oh, really? That's a good one. Yeah. I really like that. I've never been the biggest fan of EDM, but when it comes to EDM or around that ballpark, it's gonna be trance for me.
No, for me, it's drum and bass, but like trance and house music are I'd say like house is second in trance.
UK garage.
UK Garage. That's our guy. You'll see at the end of the episode. Yeah.
My buddy listens to them all the time. I haven't listened to their stuff that much, but my buddy listens to them all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that much, so I can't comment on that. But no, I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Because I mean, for us,
do you guys think that like essentially like EDM will probably be the one that replaces hip hop? Or
I think if there was going to be a genre, it could. But the thing is, right now, I feel like hip hop is undergoing a kind of transformation, whereas in trap is kind of it's dwindling. I'm not saying it's dying because that's faster, but it's slowly dwindling.
It's slowly, yeah.
And we're getting artists with get ready for the transformation where we're gonna talk about it. We're getting artists like Yeat, right, and his new EP, Lyfe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And I feel like Yeat actually serves as the greatest like example of like how hip hop is transforming, because we're noticing the idea that like I've noticed a lot of Ken Carson fans, Destroy Lonely fans, Yeat fans. They're all saying
like Opium fans.
Yeah, Opium fans. They're all saying the same thing, right? It's not about what they're saying, it's about the vibe. It's about the energy.
Well, that's been the case for a long time.
Easily, without a doubt.
I know it's been the case for trap, but there hasn't been a bigger emphasis now than
like
ever on
gibberish, like for real. Like you could
actually,
like
I'm gonna disagree on this project though. Actually, for Lyfe, we're already getting into it, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying, like,
okay.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, we got a lot to chew on. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot to go on. Before we get into Lyfe, I said leave earlier. Before we get into Lyfe, tell me, since I'm 24, you guys are 18, 17. You guys tell me, from your guys' generation, what do you guys feel and see and get from Yeat? Like, what does he mean to you guys? For me personally, Playboy Carti was my Yeat.
Yeah.
Right? Little Uzi was my Yeat.
He was our Playboy Carti.
Yeah.
Carti was my Carti. Yeah, like we're still well
Even
in
for
that
you guys,
generation.
but you guys weren't there.
That's
fair.
true. That's true.
That's fair.
I was
You guys weren't.
I
You
was
guys
there
weren't
for a
there.
whole lot
You
of
guys
red,
weren't. You
and a
guys
whole lot
weren't
of
there for
red blew
Broke
my
Boy,
mind.
though.
But like, I was not tapped in when I was like really young. Like,
I was
No, but
tapped
were you
in.
guys there for Broke Boy Cardi?
no,
No, I was there
no.
for Magnolia Cardi,
I
but
had
that
to
was
go
already
back.
too
That's
late.
what I'm saying. I'm way back
Yeah,
then. I'm way
yeah,
back. I'm talking
exactly.
about Broke Boy Cardi. I'm talking about Fetty on Fetty Cardi.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Yeah.
Sir Cartier Cardi.
yeah.
That's my generation. You feel me?
Yeah.
Way back when, bro. I was out there at the Left Right tour back in Colorado, bro.
That's
I've
crazy.
been there, bro. You get what I'm
That's
saying?
That's crazy.
So you
Yeah.
guys tell me, what does Yeat mean to you guys? Like, as you guys being 18 and 17 years old, is he your guys' version of Playboy Cardi, Little Uzi Vert? Like, what does he mean to you guys? That's what I want to know.
For me, I guess. For me, I will say first of all, I feel like Lil Uzi Vert was like that artist that like helped me get into this kind of sound of I guess trap music, because like
Yeah,
before I was listening to Lil Uzi Vert, it was Kanye, it was Tupac, it was like we're slightly getting their artists like Kevin Gates, for example, so a lot of the Louisiana artists,
yeah,
Lil Wayne.
Baton Rouge and all them.
hmm
Yep.
But then when the SoundCloud scene first popped up, that 2016, I'm not talking the pre like big boom SoundCloud era, right? I'm talking the SoundCloud era, I suppose, of Lil
Yeah.
Uzi Vert. That allowed me to like start to see like, okay, hold on, like there's some energy here that I could tap into. There's a whole different sound here that we could play into. And so now it's just been that, right? And it's just been growing and evolving and evolving. And now we finally have reached like, I'm not gonna say the boiling point, because I feel like there actually is some room, but like now we have Yeat, right? And I listened to Up to Me the day it came out because someone just randomly put me on. They were like, "You need to listen to this guy." I'm like, "Where are
Yeah.
you coming from with this?" Right? Because by the time when the first day Up to Me came out, Yeat was just whispers, right? As like Summers was, right? Like it was
Yeah.
just like in the background, if you know, you know. But now that
Yeah,
Yeat's
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
now that Yeat is huge, it's like to me he just serves as something I can turn on into the background, bounce around in my head a little bit, scratch my brain a little bit, and kind of have something engaging and fun to listen to.
Mhm.
Because Up to Me, surprisingly, it's not like it's one of my favorite albums for sure. But I'm not gonna be there and be like top 10 album of all time, Yeat one of the best rappers ever. Like
You're
literally
not. Yeah.
he's God on the mic. But yet despite that, it's my most listened to album with like 1.2K listens on it, right? And
On
I
Spotify.
could name no, on Apple. I'm on Apple Music, but like
Okay.
I can track that. Despite the fact that I can name at least like 30 albums I could put up above Up to Me, it's something that I can always go back and rely on and listen to, because it doesn't
Right.
it for me it doesn't demand my full attention. And that isn't to like say the quality of its music, but it allows me to just put it on, listen to it, walk from my class to my next class, jam out a little bit, and get that like energy out a little bit, right? And then get ready for the next class. Like
Dude, that is
that's what
crazy
Yeat
that
says
you
for
say
me.
that. I want you no, go back a little bit. I want you to expound on that. And Vaughn, if you
Yeah.
can chime in too, I would love that. I like how you said that essentially it's kind of a sound that you can just tune out to class to class.
Yeah.
Give you energy. I heard somebody on TikTok when I was just scrolling through my FYP, and someone said that Yeat's really good when it comes to just like ADH or ADD music.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree to that? Or
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, there are Yeat songs, and actually on Life there are some where like I feel like he's first of all, I just want to already kind of like get into Life a little bit.
yeah, no, we'll get into that too for sure.
Yeah, I want to say there is songs that Yeat has where like he is a talking a little bit more than just the drugs, the money, the life, right? Like of course, yes,
Yeah.
that's what he's talking about.
Well, when I
But there
say
are
when I
some
said
examples.
gibberish, it was like more so talking about like the ad libs and like the weird vocabulary,
Yeah.
like the words he makes.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
no, for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
facts.
he has like bird ad libs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
like
necessarily
it's
the
funny.
substance. Not, I wasn't trying to hate on that.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. But no, but for me, it's like you just says shit that like is so catchy and so sticky that like it just remains in my head, and just it's good. It gets straight to the point, and it gives me the amount of energy I need. And I think his persona too, because you've touched on this in some of your videos, but the way to get big as an internet artist right now is you have to have an aesthetic, and you have to have something that sticks and works, right? You like look at an artist, for example, like I don't even mean to throw shade, but like I feel like an artist that could benefit from a bigger kind of aesthetic is like JID, right? JID's music speaks for himself, but he doesn't get, I feel like he's not getting enough foot traffic, right?
No.
But if he had an aesthetic that like people could cling onto and want to be like and want to portray, because people want to be like Yeat, people want to portray Yeat, because he has such a confidence to him, like so much other underground rappers do, that he can say shit like, I'm trying to drive the Tonka and get away with it. But like, imagine someone tried saying that like 10 years ago. It just wouldn't really work, right?
Well,
I feel like you had to be someone who was respected, like a Lil Wayne, right? Because Lil Wayne can get away with some silly ass bars, right? But like if it was just any regular ass dude, you couldn't. I feel like you couldn't get away with the kind of stuff that he says.
Getting bigger because of those ridiculous bars. So and that's part of the aesthetic. I think with Jid, like you said, the music speaks for itself. He's one of those artists that he's gonna get traction just because his music is so good, and it's he puts so much care into it. But maybe he would be a mainstream phenomenon if he had like a crazy aesthetic like Yeat does, and like crazy music videos like Yeat does. And so I get what you mean. Yeah. And I think as far as Yeat's like being like kind of just background music a little bit, like just like put it on, it's a vibe. Like it's kind of the same thing I got from like Cardi and Uzi. Like Die Lit is like a really like nice kind of like a hypnotic background album, but even it's like more extreme than that, because you have these like crazy reverb ad libs, and like the mix is just a little like muddier and like more hypnotic and like it's like to the extreme. It's like Die Lit to the extreme.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna even touch on this and use Vaughn as an example. The day Yeat clicked for Vaughn was when he was driving, right? Going to and from one place.
Because I did not like Up to Me a lot when I first heard it.
Really?
But hearing Turban in the car was like that changed it for me. Like I got it then.
Bro, hold on really quick before you guys continue. I'm happy that you guys brought that up, because honest to God, the best way for you to listen to an album or listen to just an artist is when you're cruising.
Yeah.
But you're not like, you can't be like going like 10 minutes away. No, you got to be like a 30-minute drive, 45-minute drive.
It's like the perfect amount of attention. Ooh! It's the perfect amount of attention on the album and on the road, because like it's divided in a way where like you can't get bored by the album, but you can still like like listen to it like for real. So
to be fair, and that's where I think Yeat excels. Like Sonny, have you seen like Dead End Hip Hop?
Yeah.
There's a guy on there who solely rates his music off of whether it bumps in the whip, right? That's what he says. Whether it bumps in the whip.
It matters.
It matters.
It does. And
that's a real thing.
And I think Yeat fits that pocket.
On that.
Yeat fits that pocket perfectly, because I can sit here and listen to Yeat, but it's not anything that I'm gonna be sitting there maybe wanting to get out a notebook and start writing down lyrics, right? It's just it's a matter. But there's albums like that I absolutely love. Like literally 2 weeks ago, me and Vaughn covered the new Rock Marciano and Alchemist album. Amazing albums that we wanted to dissect.
Music, well, that's head music too, right? But you don't decipher or think about Rock's lyrics the same way you do Yeat. Like it's just different.
Exactly.
And that's the thing too, right? There's different. Like that's the thing that people understand when it comes to music. You have to allow yourself to be part of the project.
Yeah,
that's the best way for me to describe it. Right?
No. That's such a genius point, because absolutely, because for the longest time I'm blanking, but there have been albums that I don't like. Okay, you know what? I'll give an example. The Smiths, right? I didn't get it. I didn't like it. Didn't get it. I thought it was stupid. But then I started to just sit there and listen to the lyrics and just accept what was coming to me at face value, rather than being upset and being grumpy that Morrissey is a piece of shit and letting that taint the music. It was the same thing
And
for
also,
Summers,
you got to
actually,
put yourself
because
in the mindset of where
funny
they
enough,
were making the music.
yeah, exactly. Funny enough, actually, Sonny, Vaughn was onto Summers way before I was, right? Maybe like I'm not saying like way before as in like a year. I'm saying like a couple of months, right?
Yeah,
And when they started when Vaughn and our friend group started getting into Summers, I'm like, y'all are this is fucking lame. Y'all are getting into
Yeah.
Summers, really? Like, but then one day it was Christmas. I was visiting LA. I decided to turn on What We Have, and I was cruising, and it
Yeah.
finally just clicked, and it was so
Dude, Summers,
beautiful.
dude.
It was
Oh
so
my, dude,
beautiful.
don't even
No,
get me started on Summers, bro.
no,
Summers gets me
I
geeked
understand.
so fucking hard, dude.
No, it
I go
does.
to the gym
Yes.
every fucking day, bro. And you know what my list is for me to listen to my headphones?
What?
Summers, bro.
Summers. No, no,
Bro, Summers
I
got me
understand that.
going. You know what I mean? Like, bro, Summers. Oh no, Summers
So
gives me geek, bro. I swear to
Yeah.
God, bro. Because Summers, hey,
that's me.
you know the funny thing is, Summers. A lot of people think he's fucking trash. Even his brother thought he was trash.
That's
You
just
guys think?
crazy. I don't see how you could think Summers is
I
like
know. I
other than
know.
his voice,
Free
like
Reno, bro.
everything
I swear
about
to
him.
God. I know.
His rhyme schemes are great. I love like
Oh yeah.
songs like Blood Always Thicker show such an
That's a
emotional
great
side to.
song.
Oh, I know.
On
I know.
God, bro.
When I
I'll
listen
ask you guys this though. Do you guys like his trap shit or trap and hyper better? Or do you guys like his plug and be
I
better?
like this
Plug and
plug
Like
and
his
B,
B
what
for sure. Yeah.
his Plug and B.
for
But
sure?
you know what?
I'm
You know
y'all
what?
dude.
He's previewed music where it sounds like he's hopping on like Southern Youngboy beats. I want to hear him more on that. Like almost like fall swing your pole type beats.
Okay, no, I get yeah. I get what you're saying on that, yeah. And that's the
Yeah.
funny thing is, that's how he came on. But
Mhm.
ironically, that's also like his brother and everybody else was like, "Bro, you're fucking trash at this." But
Yeah.
he kept coming up on that sound, and then he
Mhm.
started doing all that, and then he was going crazy on that. That's why I fuck with Fallen Raven because the first half of Fallen Raven has like hyper, and is also trap at the same time. But then the second half of it is just plugging me, and he's going crazy on that. And then Loki at the same time, Autumn has dropped 2 albums this year.
Yeah.
2 albums this year.
Yeah.
You guys hear the one he dropped just two weeks ago, Golden Child?
I did not.
Actually, no. I'm sleeping on it.
Oh my, bro! I'm not okay. I'll tell you this: I'm not the biggest fan of Plug and B, but Golden
Mhm.
Child was gas.
Okay.
Really, I'm gonna have to
Oh
be because I listened to that one Autumn project that's like 10 minutes, and I thought it was gimmicky because almost all of the songs would just slow down and like just kind of like
oh
I thought it was, but then I listened to another project of his. It's called like Ills something. I forget the name. That
yeah.
project was really good because then he was doing something. But I'll definitely check out Golden Child because I was actually told to listen to it by some other people. So yeah,
Oh, it is so gas, dude. And the crazy
yeah,
thing is, he's going crazy right now, dude.
yeah.
Autumn is going. He's going crazy right now, dude. Like
No,
he's
the thing
a
is,
good artist for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
if not for these artists fucking up their careers so early, they could easily get so big just as Yeat got big, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
there's always that hesitancy because those who are in the know about hip hop are like, sorry, not trying to listen to Summers, like he's a pedo, right? Like, and people will go there,
Oh
and
yeah.
so
With all
they,
that Slay World
yeah,
shit, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
they
fucks a lot of
shot
people up
themselves
for
in the
sure.
foot, and that's why Yeat exited. I feel like that's why he exited so fast because he knew that shit.
And
I didn't
Wylan.
even know Yeat was in. Yeah, and Wylan. I didn't even know Yeat
Mhm.
was in Slay World until a couple months after Up to Me, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
No.
just
Well,
it wasn't
fucking
on my radar.
no. Fucking Slay World. No. Well, it has Slay World and everything, and then Can
Yeah.
Can
Mm-hmm.
and Summers and all of them got caught up in that pedophile shit, and everybody scattered.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody, I think the only ones that stayed was TG, Jace, Can, and Autumn. Like, but everybody else scattered,
Yeah.
and Summers too. Like everybody else scattered. They're like, well, I don't want to be associated with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't blame them. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to be a, you know, like, why would you want to have your name attached to that?
And that was a smart move from Yeat. And honestly, I feel like Yeat just knows how to move. Like he really does understand what is gonna make things tick, what's gonna work, what doesn't work. And to be fair,
Mhm.
he does have a huge label behind him who's gonna tell him this. But I think he also just kind of understands it to a degree. And that's why I want to move into Lyfe, because
Yeah,
I want to talk about it. Right?
yeah,
Me and Vaughn talked about Two Alive earlier this year. Um, and we were feeling, and I feel like Vaughn still feels like this, is that like we were like, this is a pretty good project, right? But come on now, Yeat. Like let's show some versatility. Let's maybe change things up a little bit, right? Because he was doing a
Yeah,
lot
I
of the
guess,
same
yeah.
stuff
Wait,
on that album.
for
A lot
Life,
of
you guys don't think he was?
for Lyfe,
Yeah, you guys don't think he was?
I think he changed it up. Not in a drastic way, but he still definitely is introducing new things to the table. He I mean, obviously we're looking at songs like Can't Stop It, where it's like goddamn like a post-hardcore beat. It reminds me, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, I can't believe I forgot the name, but the way the drums come in, it reminded me of the final scene in the first Transformers with the Linkin Park song. I can't even remember the name. I
Oh,
can't
I
remember
don't know
which one it
either.
was.
I know you're talking
Um,
about. I know you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
I know you're talking
but
about. Yeah,
but
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but the way the drums sounded, it reminded me of that. I was like, bro, we're getting Yeat on some Transformers type shit. And then it just was this like guitar beat, and it was fucking crazy. And then we have him working with other producers now, which is just as cool. I feel like this album he slowed down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because Yeat is always going so fast, but on this one he
Oh
slowed
yeah.
down a little bit. He took his time with this one, in a
Are you
sense where like,
talking about the with the record where he uses like acoustic drums?
Yeah.
The you know what I'm talking
Can't
about?
Stop
What's
It.
the name of that
Yeah,
one?
Can't Stop It.
Is that
Yeah,
yeah, Can't Stop It. Yeah,
and
that
then
was beautiful.
and then we had beats like System on here,
Mhm.
which were just absolutely like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. This album is like backloaded, I'll say. Like from Can't Stop It to Killing 'Em, we're going
Yes.
crazy. We're going
Yeah.
crazy, right? And even then, that isn't to say that tracks 1 through 5 aren't that great, because they are. I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna be real. This is really leading up high up there for one of my favorite projects this year, just because it gets in, it gets out, it serves its purpose really well. A lot of the shit's very catchy on here, and while it may not be, I think, it may not have the highs of Two Alive, but it's way more consistent and it flows a lot better. Two
Yeah.
Alive, I was listening to it like actually like a week before this had come out, and before I'd even known this was gonna come out. I was listening to it and I was like, God, there are such good songs on here, but the pacing is just, it's just so breakneck, and I didn't like it. But with here, I really like it. I like how he took some time to actually have an intro with Flawless, which was the
Yeah.
only feature on here. And it actually kind of proves that Yeat doesn't really need a lot of features to carry himself.
No, he
He
doesn't.
never has.
No,
He
A
never
lot
no,
of
has.
Yeah,
no.
no, and I'm glad that he's still only solidifying that I'm not getting bored of just him, because he brings so much to the table. And even though he's using some of the same ad libs that has been using, they're still catchy, they're still fun to listen to. My only question now that brings it in is, how long can Yeat maintain this, right? I don't think his music is very sustainable. I don't think I can see Yeat lasting for 5 years.
No,
I,
Not
no, no,
sounding
no,
like
no,
this.
no, no.
Sounding like this.
Sounding well, yeah, sounding like this. I think, but the thing is, then I couldn't see Yeat doing like an actual hip hop project where like he's focused on lyrics. I don't know
I don't
where
know.
Yeat could pivot to, right?
Dance
Unless
music.
he did such a 180, right? Like Cardi did such a 180 with Whole Lotta Red.
Yeah.
And
No.
Cardi's been around, but Cardi hasn't even really been around in the mainstream for that long. I mean, I guess we're reaching 5 years, right? Because
Well,
self-titled was
since I lit would
2017.
probably be the closest thing.
Yeah.
Since I lit,
Mhm.
2018.
Well, I
Yeah.
feel like self-titled was the one where he got his name
Magnolia
on the ballot for
was
some people.
pretty
Yeah,
huge.
no, Magno.
But
Yeah, okay.
So
I agree with that.
2017, and it's 2022, and he's just as relevant, if not more than ever, obviously.
Yeah.
he's
Um,
very relevant, but he dropped 3 projects in that 5-year
yeah,
span. Yeat has
Yeah.
dropped 3 projects in the last like year. So like
yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe he needs to slow
I would
down,
agree.
switch it up a little bit. But I am really loving the music on this album anyway, even
Yeah.
though it's not changed up like too much from his previous stuff. I definitely agree. It's a lot more concise than Two Alive. There's some like really interesting beats on here that definitely like switch it up subtly from his different stuff, from his older stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Flawless. I've seen everybody talking about Flawless on Twitter, and then like That song is crazy, man.
Yeah.
That song is
Really,
crazy.
people are really fucking with Flawless.
Yeah, like Flawless is like, yeah. I've seen a
Damn,
lot of hype for it.
I
I've seen a lot of
I
hype
can't
for
even
it.
put that in my. I don't even know if I could put that in my top 5, honestly, because tracks
Whoa,
6 through 12 are
That's
just
crazy,
so
bro.
so different.
I feel like
They're so
I have
different.
I have a love-hate relationship with Uzi. Like sometimes, like I love him sometimes. Other times he sounds like trash
Yeah.
to me. But like he killed
Yeah.
it on Flawless. Like
Yeah.
he's bringing like some type of different
yeah, no,
flow.
tell me. No, since you guys bring up Uzi, tell me about Uzi, because I was watching Uzi live performance this morning at
Mhm.
Rolling Loud. Tell me about Uzi. Let me know
Wait,
what you guys think about.
were you at Rolling Loud?
No. I was just watching on YouTube.
Oh, okay, got you.
That's what I do. I'm crazy like that.
Yeah. No,
That's what I do.
No,
we watch
it's
sets
fun,
all
it's
the
fun.
time. No, we get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
No,
like,
definitely.
what do you
So
mean, like,
tell
about
me about
Uzi?
what you guys think about, because Uzi has had a really. We're gonna be honest, right? Let's be honest. We're adults. He's
Yeah.
had a really rough year, right?
Yeah.
A lot of his tracks
mean,
haven't been hitting. He
No.
dropped his EP, and that was a lot of gas. But when I was watching his Rolling Loud performance, fucking crazy. Everybody's going absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So let me, like, what do you guys think about Uzi right now? Uzi in 2022, where is he at? Is he falling off? Is he steady? Is he going up? What do you guys think?
I think actually he with that EP, to be fair, I thought it was good, but I wasn't big on it. I think he's turning it around, which is surprising considering he had allegations that he didn't even care to discuss. I think to those people who really care about things like that, nah, he's fallen off. But like a majority of hip hop fans don't give a fuck. I mean, we're talking about a genre that is like, I mean, most rappers have some sort of allegations over their head, or there's
Yeah.
some sort of issues in their music where they talk about things that are taboo or controversial. So it's what the fuck ever, right? If we look at artists like Chief Keef, so beloved, yet on his last album he literally said he's like a wife beater. So like
That's
so
Chief
the thing
Keef,
is,
though.
yeah, that's Chief Keef, and it's artists like those that get the pass. So I feel like at this point, Lil Uzi Vert has somehow managed to just squirm his way through and get that pass. Even though he had very serious and very real allegations of him, it was like beating his girlfriend, right? Like assault,
JT.
like yeah. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Major technical difficulties, but it's okay. We're good now.
Okay, bro. Okay.
We're good. There was a bomb that went out outside of my house. We had to go fix it really quickly.
My
right.
house too.
Had to go defuse it.
Yeah. Had to go defuse it. Okay. I wanted to say something about. Well, I wanted to say something about Lil Uzi. Obviously, I think honestly, him sticking to Yeat and him being on these tracks is kind of helping him put away the shade, because he's delivering, and it's so weird, because I guess if he delivers, people are gonna care, but like if he doesn't deliver, if he didn't deliver on his projects, yeah, he probably would have fallen off so hard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Lil
oh,
Uzi Vert just kind of has that energy to him, and hip hop fans I feel like aren't gonna care that much. So he got the pass, and I think when he drops his next album, he's gonna easily sell really well. I think he's gonna sell really well.
I think so too.
Which is, in my opinion,
Especially
I
if
think
it's actually good. Like if it's a good album. Like,
yeah, if it's good, because we saw with Eternal Atake, people, even though people ate that album up, everyone was like, yeah, this is a mixed bag, especially when he dropped the deluxe to it.
All right, well, I'm a weird Uzi fan, because I feel like my favorite Uzi projects are like everyone else's least favorite. But like,
oh, is your favorite Eternal Atake?
I love Eternal Atake.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part nostalgia.
No,
because that was like when that dropped. I just remember where I was, and it was like a really fun time. Like everyone.
One of the last things. But one of the last things before COVID too, right? Like
yeah. And
yeah.
I don't know.
That dropped
like, he's in such a weird place. It's just really weird. Like, because like it seems like he's falling off really hard, but then again, like everybody still knows Lil Uzi Vert. He still puts out music. Like he still gets some attention. So like,
yeah, he'll pull something out of his ass.
I feel like if he drops like an actual album, and it's like really good, like he's back like in full form, like, or but
Well,
like
I was thinking about this morning. When's the last time that Uzi had a Billboard hitting hit, like a top
I don't know.
100 hit?
Well, to be fair with this EP, like he didn't drop it on any streaming services immediately. It was like SoundCloud exclusive type stuff. But
Right.
you're kind of right. Like, what hit did he have for Eternal to Take?
I don't know, man.
Not sure.
You
I
got
know
a
he
good
had like
point.
rewatch,
I
but
guess it was like Futsal Shuffle. I guess.
no, but he was trying to put that on, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think
To be
there's a
fair,
big hit.
doesn't count.
my ass created a video for it, so I'm not ashamed. I
Were you
danced
going-
to the Futsal Shuffle. Yeah, I did. I did a little dance to the little. Yeah.
You're skating to that.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, he hasn't had a Billboard charting hit in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that one hit that he had? The one that he had for his first album.
Oh, Money Longer?
No. After that,
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
The Weekend, the one they had on the one that you recorded on the Weekend's tour.
Exo Tour Life?
Yeah, Exo Tour.
Exo Tour.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like his last charting hit, and I was like,
yeah, you might be right. At least I feel like the one that made a significant impact. Well, no, because there's like
that
I guess
peaked at like number 3, I think.
I don't know, because there's like Sanguine Paradise, right? Like I feel like that was a really big song.
That one, Sun Queen's Paradise. That one charted too. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that.
And that was in
one charted
2019. That was in 2019. But then we look at his other stuff that he put out.
Wait. Sanguine's Paradise charted in 2019.
Yeah, it's when it came out.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that just dropped like 2 years, like not that long ago.
Yeah, no, it dropped.
It's 2019 then.
Yeah.
So even then.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
It's been a while since he's been like the biggest artist or like one of the biggest artists.
But that's
he's still relevant though, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at his Rolling Loud performance, and people are going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'll say this: if Uzi came to my town right now, let's say hypothetically, he booked a tour first show in my hometown next weekend, it would be sold out.
Yeah.
I know my ass would be there, and I know plenty of people that'd be there. So Uzi's not in the position where I wouldn't say that he's falling off.
No, I wouldn't. I think he got a second wind. I think it was very shaky for him for a while, but he got a second wind. Just because he was very hush hush about the allegations. He acted like it didn't exist, didn't say anything, and so therefore it just fell to the wayside because people just didn't care because why would they?
A lot of people
right?
don't even know about that. And also,
a lot of people
also
don't know.
Exactly.
Like his recent output, like people did not like Pluto X Baby Pluto. People did not like.
No, yeah.
Sasuke was like one of the most shitted on singles, like ever. Like Sasuke.
Yeah.
That
that album was so disappointing, and I feel like they should have just stayed more to a trap atmosphere, Atlanta trap atmosphere when it came to that album. But they didn't. They were, I don't know. I get what you're saying though, and it kind of disappointed me because Uzi's really, really, really good when it comes to trap-oriented projects. Same with Future, and they both decided to do some other shit other than that, and I don't know why. And I feel like they really hit them. Pluto X or whatever the fucking name is. I feel like they missed the mark when it came to that project.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's some records where you can replay, but for the most part, yes, I feel like they missed the mark on that one.
Yeah, but to bring it back to Flawless, like I actually will agree. Lozy did like a great job, especially coming in from that like kind of long intro, which was honestly I really appreciated because like it built up the suspense, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
like I'm getting ready for it.
Album opener. Like,
it was and it shows that Yeat is still paying attention to like the pacing and kind of the structure of his albums, or well, I should say EP. But to be fair, this is like 12 songs, you know, like I feel like this could be some artists' albums, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but honestly, just and I guess I'll go back to what you were saying about like what is so appealing to Yeat for my generation. And I think one thing that can describe it so beautifully is that like it just makes you feel yourself. You feel yourself when you listen to the music. You feel like you're fucking on top of the world. No one can stop you because Yeat just has such a confidence. Songs like
Yeah.
Come On, Talk, right? Like that was such a good
Oh yeah,
single. Talk was a great single. It literally outsold Lil Baby. Like right now, Yeat is just on top.
yeah.
And
Little baby had Detox, and he
yeah,
also Little Baby. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. No one right now. Yeat is kind of like the guy to beat, other than obviously the ones who don't come to play like Drake or a
Did,
Kanye, right?
did you guys
No one's beating a Drake or a Kanye, but like
right?
Yeat is now the guy to try
Well,
and
hold
beat.
on. Did you guys see that post on Twitter that who was it? I don't want to say Summers. It
It
was
was Summers.
yeah,
You talking about the
Summers.
one with the most streams? Yeah, like
Yeah,
24 million. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeet was like way over everybody else. Yeah, it was
Yep,
Summers who posted that.
yep.
He was
It
like,
wasn't even fair. Yeah, he was at like
yeah,
24 million. Then like I think like Lucky was at like maybe 8, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it
Yeet was
was
like way
It's
bigger
crazy.
than
yeah,
everybody else.
it was fucking stupid, really.
Yeah,
Because it's absurd. But it makes sense why, right? Like it's something that can be played in any really
Yeah,
situation other
that's
than
that's
like
one of the best parts about Yeat is that his music just like fits in most atmospheres. Like you just put it on. Like
yep,
that's that's
exactly. And
uh
oh
then
yeah.
that's what I love
and
about
that's
him.
what I'm saying. But like but I love that he also is taking the time with this EP to like switch up his sound a little bit. Like look at a beat like Crank. Like I fucking love that song. And to be
Oh yeah.
fair, it's
Oh, I love that record. That was a good record
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
for sure.
And honestly, like at this point, I want to see Yeat continue to try and do different things. Like I want to what would a Yeat love song sound like, right? Like what is Yeat's
Ooh,
interpretation of what like a song he would want to be played in bed sound like, right? Like that's my thing. Cause
that's
like
the thing.
I don't know if I could picture myself with some of these songs, right? But like I think if he continues to try and do new ideas, I think his fans will appreciate it because like if you look at what Yeat fans are also listening to, it's also kind of versatile, right? Like you're into a lot of your Summers, you're into your a lot of your Opium, which to be fair, actually Opium is a bad example unless we're talking about Destroyed Lonely. If we're talking about Ken Carson, no. But if we're talking about Destroyed Lonely, sure. Um, yeah, I'm sorry. We were not big fans of the newest Ken Carson project.
Oh,
Um,
X not. I didn't like it either. I
Yeah,
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
yeah.
Do you try and
I
stay positive on your page? Like you really only try and talk about stuff in a positive light, or you don't mind shitting on something?
no. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So everything that you guys hear, I'm being honest. I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
being completely direct and honest. I won't be biased or anything. I will say this. I'll be honest with you guys. There will be times where like I'll say something, and an artist will like they'll message me or they'll send me a video or something, and it's like super weird. I'll say that because it's like, well, you actually saw this and like you have an opinion on it.
They're like big
I'll say
artists do
that.
this.
Oh yeah, like they'll
Oh
be like big
wow.
artists. I don't want to say that. I mean,
Yeah,
for
no,
example,
yeah,
Russ.
you know,
Russ
Russ.
hit you up,
Yeah,
Wow,
Russ is tapped in. Yeah,
that's
Russ is
bro.
interesting.
tapped
Yeah.
in.
Did Russ did he shit on you? Because you probably shit
No,
on
no,
him.
no. He actually no. He really enjoyed the content that I made about him.
Oh, okay.
His
That's
thing
dope.
was is he so this is why he tapped in. Russ was like, for some reason, there's this like idea that Russ has like his dad as like an executive at a label, and that's how he got his big break. And that's what I said in my video because that's what I understood. And then like Russ like sent me a video and he's like, dude, I don't know where people got this fucking idea from. He's like, my dad doesn't work at a label. He's like, I don't know where people got. He's like, my, Russ is like, no, dude, like this is all me. Like I don't know where people got this idea that my dad worked at a label or, I'm
That's
an industry
crazy.
plant. And I'll get shit like that. And in my DMs on Instagram, I'll get a lot of artists. The funny thing is like, I'll say this when it comes to my page, getting an idea as to what the industry looks like from the inside. When you're a rapper, I'll say rapper. I don't know about other artists, but I'll say when you're a rapper, a lot of your work is just trying to put yourself on. If I'm going to be honest, that's really is. I have a lot of rappers in my DM. Hey, make a video about me, or can you talk about this album? Oh, I have their management. Hey, can you talk about this? Can you talk about that? Boom, 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 boom. But for the most part, I really don't do it because it's like once I get paid, I feel like I have an incentive to be biased about the content that I make, and I don't like doing that. So, like if you look at my DMs right now, I have a lot of people asking me, either they're from a label or they're not. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of people who want me to make content about them, and they're willing to pay me, and I can make a lot more money. And I'm not saying this to sound pretentious or anything like that, but it's like I'm being genuinely honest. It's like I have like a weird feeling in my gut where it's like, well, if I do your content, I feel like I'm going to have the incentive to be biased about it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because if I do that, then I start losing the validity of my channel, right? Like I said in the beginning of this interview, right? I want my channel to be a place where me, you, all of us sit down and talk and just talk about music, right? Like,
yeah.
But then when you start doing all that kind of stuff, everything just becomes more, commercialized. Everything starts becoming more corporate and
people will see through that too and stop watching you and stop using your page as a community because they'll see you being corporate.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what the weird thing is too? It's like you actually really do see that in your numbers. So like ironically, like when I do videos and if I drink beer or alcohol and I do a video, my numbers are shit. Like people don't give a fuck about what I'm saying or what I'm doing.
That's crazy.
No, it's weird. It's super weird. But when I'm sober or if I'm doing something like, productive, like usually like hypothetically, I shouldn't even say that, not even hypothetically, but like when like a lot of my videos that blow up and go super viral, I usually see that when I'm working out at the gym. So for example, my Pop Smoke video went super fucking viral.
Yeah, had like 2 mil or something
my
like that.
Freddie Mercury video went super viral. Like a lot of videos that I have that go like my ICP video went super viral. A lot of those like notifications that I get is when I'm working out. It's like when I'm doing something. It's super weird. I swear to God, it's super. I'm being completely honest with you. When I'm drinking, or if I'm vaping, or if I'm doing something that's not healthy for my body, my numbers are shit.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing something that's productive for my mind and or for my body, it just goes off. It's that's super really weird.
Yeah.
I can't give you the science behind it, but I'm being completely honest with you guys. I swear to God, that's how it is. And it's funny for me because like the reason why I started doing my channel was because I was going through a really hard time in my life. I was going through a breakup. I was really depressed. I was really down in my dumps, and I needed something to get me out of my slump. And something that I knew that I liked doing and something that makes me happy is talking about music. And that's what I started doing was I started talking about music. A lot of people don't know this, obviously, but my channel back in the day was very political. I actually talked a lot about politics. But I was like, you know what? That's not cool. Politics is like not something that people want to like hear about. And I'm not smart enough about politics. And so, I was like, I don't want to do politics. I don't want to do history because I'm really good in politics and history. I want to do something where it's a safe space for people to talk about and be somewhere where they don't have to feel confined. And something I really enjoy is music. So I dedicated my page to music. And that's why I tell people the reason I like doing my page is that it's therapeutic because, again, I was going through a very, 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 very dark time in my life when I started my page. And I'm not saying my page is what saved me, but it definitely helped for sure. And I'm the kind of person where, hey, I'm really sad, I'm really depressed. I got to do something about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't just sit there and just, let depression eat me alive. I got to do something about it. And so that's what I decided doing. I was like, okay, well, I really like music. I really like talking about music. So I'm going to talk about music. And I just started doing it. And then I remember, ironically, like the first day that I started going viral, when you listen to interviews of people who start going viral, they say they wake up in the morning, they look at their phone, and they see all these numbers. It really is like that. I woke up and I'd look at my phone and there's notifications. And my biggest thing is that I'm very thankful. I'm very, 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 very thankful that there's people who actually care about my opinion,
Yeah.
And I apologize for blowing smoke in my ass, but that's something that I really do enjoy, is the fact that I was able to find something that essentially what I'm trying to get to is basically that I need an outlet to make my mind better, to clear my mind, to make it healthy.
Yeah.
And I was able to do something and talk about something that I enjoy. But most importantly, there was others who were able to relate to me. And that was the most beautiful aspect of it all.
It's
was that I was
beautiful
able
because you're turning your depression, your feelings into something good, and you're maybe getting other people out of that same slump at the same time.
Yeah.
Through the community.
Yeah. And it's weird, right? Because it's like, it's not, as a guy, that's not really something that you want to open up about. It's not really something that you want to talk about. But the reality is, it is something that you have to talk about. It is something that you have to open about,
Absolutely.
And anytime I talked about anytime I talk about anybody about my page, it's all therapeutic. It's 110% therapeutic. It's something that I got to get off my chest. It's something that I am able to just be myself and do myself. And music is me. If there's one thing about me that everybody should know, is that I felt at a lot of things. Everything and anything about me, I fell at. And music is not that at all for me. Anytime there's an instrument, or anytime there's a DAW, anytime there's interfaces or monitors or anything, I succeed at. And I do appreciate that about myself. I fail at anything else. But when it comes to music, that's just something I get. It's just something that hits right at a home. So earlier in this interview or this podcast, you guys are saying a teacher. That's why I was saying that's not me. I'm not a teacher. I just like how we were talking about earlier, just talking about artists and talking about music. That's what I like to do. I don't go on TikTok or make videos in the with the intention of trying to teach people something or trying to put people on. I see it in the sense of, hey, we're having a conversation about artists, we're having a conversation about music, we're having a conversation about genres. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to talk about. Because when I think about the best memories of my life, that's what those are. So I know I was ranting, so I apologize, but that's really what it boils down to.
I like
no, it's okay. That's what makes for a great podcast.
Yeah, because it's been a long episode. I think it's a fitting way to wrap up and just kind of like, it's like a good closing statement.
Give some final thoughts about Yeat. So Vaughn, actually, Vaughn, you actually liked this album, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling? Yeah.
I realized we didn't really talk. It's a bit
Well, you guys talking about the new one that just dropped this past weekend, right?
Yeah. Okay. Lyfe.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can't lie. I'm really loving this project. I think it's going to be in my rotation for a while.
I'm kind of loving it too. Yeah. I mean, I like it more.
I'm telling you, it's just you just makes music that like makes my muscles feel bigger, and that's what I love about it. Like that's the thing for me. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
Dude, I know. Makes you want to flex.
Yeah. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I know.
Yeah, no, you really do. No, and then what's the song where like he low-key is like whispering? Isn't it like Got It All or something, or
off his new album?
I don't know. Yeah, off his new album. It's like something about like the skizzle or something.
The skizzle.
Either way, I'm really happy with what Yeat delivered on this project. Like, I think
he definitely delivered, and I think a lot of people don't understand that he's gonna be around for a while. He's a generational artist. Generational artists stay around for a while. Excuse me. And a lot of people think he's just gonna disappear. He's not. He's gonna be here for a while. Like you guys were saying, his sound's not gonna be here forever. He needs to do something different. I don't want to say soon. especially with this new project. This new project gave him a little more gas. I'll say this,
Yeah,
but let's give it like a year, maybe
True.
2 years. He will have to do something different. I don't know where Yeat's going to be in 5 to 6 years, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys
Yeah.
know that. You guys are smart. We don't know. But where he's going right now, his marketing team is fucking going crazy right
killing
now.
it.
Crazy right now.
They're killing it.
Right now, Yeat's a very good position. His girlfriend is hot as fuck. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
You guys see his girlfriend? His girlfriend is
Yeah.
fucking hot.
Yeah.
He is killing it right now. And you know what? At the end of the day, if that's what he wants to do, albeit, you know what I mean? Like that, being a rapper and even making it where to the point where you blow up, making it to the point where people actually care about when you drop, making it to the point where a label wants to sign you and give you money. That's fucking crazy. And before we end, I'm gonna say this last thing.
All right.
People like to talk shit on the labels, but that's because they're poor. I'm telling you, that's because they're poor. I am telling you this right now. A label is a bank. Being a musician is not cheap. It is not easy. Out of all my friends that I know, people who I consider actual artists, actual musicians, people who actually have a future when it comes to making music as a profession, right? Not a hobby, not something they want to do as a dream. I mean, they actually have managers and they actually have like a formula to get to the top, right? People that I know personally, all of them, 110% have the intention of actually getting signed by a label if they're not already. Why? Because being a musician is not cheap. It's not easy. Hey, an engineer, right? If you're doing a static mix, having somebody mix your mix, that's not cheap. Have somebody master your mix, that's not cheap, right? Have somebody, hold your music and all that, that's not cheap.
Yeah.
Have somebody promote your music, market your music, merchandise.
Mixing alone is can be like thousands of dollars. So imagine that multiplied by all the different things. Yeah.
Most jobs, you just work your job, right? But it doesn't cost you any money to work your job. But as a musician, it costs money for you to work your job. So right now we're in an area where people, they go online, they hear about labels and everything. Oh, the labels are big man. I get it. They fuck a lot of people over. But given the nature of the business, if you're an inspiring artist, you really don't have a choice. You don't.
Yeah.
You need money. Not only do you not make any money as a musician, but you also need to spend a shit ton of fucking money as an engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm not cheap. You also have fucking masters and all that kind of shit. That's not cheap either. You got to do a lot of money. So, I'm ranting right now, but essentially, it's weird how like this dynamic. Because again, when I was a kid, like when I was your guys' age, that's when you started hearing that conversation of, oh, you don't need a label. You need to be independent. The internet, blah, 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 blah. And that's true to an extent. But at the end of the day, people still sign no matter what. Yeah. So what does that mean? Right? You still need that. You need that money. So I'll start ranting. I'll let you guys, I'll stop doing all that. But I had to get it off my chest.
All right.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Fine. That's fine.
Vaughn, do you want to give me a top three? You want to give me a top three?
Top three, yeah. We top three off of Lyfe by Yeat. My favorite track. We didn't actually mention it, but What It Feel Like is my favorite track.
Ooh,
I love it.
What it feel like?
That's my favorite track of the entire album.
It's insane. The bass line and like I don't know. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Flawless is probably second. I love Flawless, and then third would be Holy One, and I love that track.
Holy One is crazy too. Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go with System probably as my favorite. I just that fucking that back synth or whatever is fucking crazy. I don't know. I don't think it's a synth, but that do 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 do.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
What's that?
I know.
It's not an arpeggio, but it's like it's just like a little descending. Yeah. Then I'm gonna have to go with probably Crank. I think the beat on Crank is just so fucking good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I'm probably gonna have to go with Come On. I love Come On.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
all like I said, it's just a matter of like the 6 through 12 is just such a fucking insane run. Probably one of my favorite runs of his, because it's so goddamn consistent. But yeah, just it was an amazing project that it's funny that this is just something for him to throw out, because a lot of these songs were already known snippets that were just kind of waiting to get released. And I don't want to talk much more, but like that is something that I guess Yeat can maybe slow down on a little bit. Is he puts out a lot of his snippets, as in like in a sense of like he will play them to death before they get put out, and he puts them out. Whereas like someone like, for example, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but like someone, for example, like Summers, he has a lot of snippets, but he doesn't really put them out. Whereas like Yeat, like most of the time, some Yeat snippets, they're probably gonna get put out, as long as they're like shit that was played on his live or something like that.
That's what I feel about this project. A lot of his snippets came out for this project for sure.
Talk is one of them. There's a couple of other off here I can't remember, but Talk was already like a very well used song on TikTok. But then he put it out. So yeah, but that's my top 3. What about you, Sonny? Do you have a top 3 for this album?
May I go ahead and say my top 3, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Flawless definitely is gonna be one. At first, when I first heard it, I hated it, but I listened to it again more and more times, and I was like, you know, this is fucking gas. I get it. I also love the living fuck out of what it feels like. That is my favorite record on this entire project. What it feels like is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I also love Come On and System, and I also love Can't Stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have more than 3.
That was fine.
But I think this project may be his most commercially successful project he's had so far. And I think so far already he's already hitting records on Apple Music and Spotify, right?
Yeah.
He debuted higher than Little Baby. That's like you said earlier.
I think he's outselling Nav, which, not to say Nav isn't going to be like one of the biggest artists ever, but like still to take down someone as big as Nav is pretty pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah.
Definitely.
That's going to do it for this episode, guys.
That's going to have to do it for this episode.
Really quick before we end off, I really appreciate you guys having on me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I rant all the time.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Actually, is there anything you'd like to plug? Maybe any other avenue that you do or something that you would like to plug? Obviously, we're gonna have your TikTok right below you, throughout the entire podcast. But like, is there absolutely anything else you want to plug?
Fucking nah, dude. Really, just add me on Instagram and just fucking, if you have any music, just send it to me. But I'll say this: you guys got to listen to this one band really quick. If you guys like heavy metal, you guys got to listen to this one band. I'm gonna put you guys on right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Hold on. Say that for after. Say that for after, real quick. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
But there's nothing for me to plug. Just add me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok.
Link will be in the description.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Link will be in the description. Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, we want to give a big shout out to Todd Edwards. Big shout out, Todd Edwards. We're a big fan of you, Todd Edwards. We appreciate all that you do. But ladies and gentlemen, I've been Anthony, alongside my co-host,
Vaughn,
and our special guest, Sonnybabie. We
you
appreciate you guys coming out. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace out.